What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, The Collector's Mindset. I'm just going to introduce myself real quick. My name's Matt. I've been collecting sports cars for the last 20 plus years. I've ran an eBay store for the last 11. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be opening my very first online sports car store. So doing breaks, doing everything. Looking forward to that. But this episode, I'm going to be talking about my thoughts from being a business point of view on PSA's announcement yesterday. So we all saw PSA announce that they're not accepting any more submissions till July 1st. I see this as a good thing. A lot of people out there are mixed on it, mixed opinions. But for those that don't know, I'm in logistics and warehousing. I've been a manager for the last 10 years for multiple companies. But we're going through it at the moment. We're going to pick up one of our major clients from Sydney and move them to Melbourne. It's a big job. That's what PSA is going through at the moment. They've got to try and catch up with all these. They got, I think it's 5 million cards left. They've got to grade all those cards and get it to 0. So then they can start fresh. It's just a massive restructure they're going through. We all know, we've all heard the news. They were purchased, I think, 2 months ago now. So they're under new ownership. New managers have come in with new ideas on how it should be run. But in saying that, they're probably getting a lot from the staff that are already there as well. Some fight back. They don't like change. We've been doing it this way for years. Why should we listen to you? You've been in the hobby 5 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. Same crap every... Trust me, I've experienced it all. I've gone to Melbourne, spent a month in Melbourne training staff. They don't like it. No, it's never going to work. Go back to the old way, blah, blah, blah. Same thing's probably going on at PSA at the moment. And I feel sorry for them. They're getting a lot of criticism. But we're seeing it now, guys. Like, as a collector, the mindset of the new owner is a collector, which is a plus. He doesn't, to me, I don't think he'll care about the 100 of the same card you have sitting there waiting so you can flip it when it comes back for more money. He's not, I don't think he's about that. I think he just wants to, I think they'll go through a new structure. They'll restructure the whole thing. They'll bring in new systems, new processes. They've got all new staff. For those that don't know, they've acquired the building across the road from them. So they're expanding into that. So they've got to fill that building as well. So it's a good thing, guys. We're just got to be patient. So in my opinion, what they'll do is they'll move some of the staff into the new building. If they haven't already, they'll start setting up the new processes. It might take a while, but they might move it back from July to August to November. They might just start fresh next year. Like, we don't know how big of a job it is. Trust me, it's a big job because I've been in this, I've moved clients. But what they'll do is they'll move to a new building. They'll start hiring new staff. They've got to start training those new staff. Because the last thing we want as collectors, investors, flippers, is to send away a card knowing it's going to be a 10 and getting it back an 8, a 9, a 7. And we're seeing it now, guys. We're seeing, if you go on all social media, TikTok, YouTube, everything, everyone unveiling their submissions, they're getting 8s, they're getting 9s, they're getting frustrated because they know when they send it away it was going to be a 10. You don't know what's happening behind closed doors. They might be rushing through and then just going, oh, yep, looks an 8, yep, looks a 9. Hope not, but we're seeing cards coming out with the wrong PSA labels. We're seeing Kevin Durant rookie cards labeled as Tim Duncan base prism, and we're seeing all this stupid stuff happening, and there's a lot of mistakes, there's a lot of stuff going on. So when you're grading a card, right, say you've got a boss and he's standing right there looking over your shoulder, you start shaking, you start, oh shit, I'm in trouble, I've done something wrong, and you're not efficient. If you're being micromanaged, you're not efficient enough. So They want to get into a new process where it's so efficient and your cards are graded so well that they get into a better rhythm and they can keep up with the demand that's going on in the hobby. Yes, I understand where people are coming from, because we're starting to see prices dip in the hobby. So you want your cards back so you can quickly sell them to buy new cards. We're seeing the new prisms come out. So they're still great in your Zion, but you want your Mellow prism. But you need your Zion back to flip that to buy your Mellow. So we're seeing a lot of this happen. We're seeing a lot of people getting frustrated and angry because the cards they sent away 6 months ago probably aren't relevant now. They're not hype now. So that's why you got to be more selective. That's why you got to try and stay ahead. That's what PSA are trying to make you do. They've raised their prices. So now instead of sending Zion base hoops to them to try and flip, you're going after the more high-end cards because it's cost you more money to grade these cards now. So you wanted to spend the $10, whatever it is, to get it graded to flip for 50, but now you've got to spend 20 to try and get 70. So you've got to put that in. It might, when they reopen in July, it might be like HDA, where you got to go into a virtual lineup. And then if you get through, then you can get cards graded, but you can only get a certain amount of cards. They might put restrictions on it. You got to understand, guys, the new ownership, the main person, he's been a collector way longer than all of us. He's a massive collector in this hobby. So he probably doesn't give a shit about the 100 Kobe Whites you got waiting at PSA to be graded because you want to flip them. He doesn't care about it. He probably doesn't give a shit. He will, because it's money. It's business. You gotta change your mindset. Yeah, you're in a collector's mindset, but then you got to think you're in a hobby business. I struggle with it every day. Some days I know people buying cards off me to flip, but I don't care because it's money. Money's money, especially when you own a business. You got to keep that revenue going to impress your investors and keep them happy, because obviously he's in an investment group with Mark Wahlberg and who else is in? There's a few people in there. But yeah, he's got to keep them happy because they gave him the money to do that. So yeah, he probably put in a little bit of his own. But getting off topic. So they're under new management, they're restructuring, they're moving to a new building, they're training new staff, they're bringing in better processes. But in order to do all this, they've got to clear the backlog. So that's why they've stopped submissions. So we're just got to be patient. Might be pushed back to August. You don't know how big of a job it is. I've reached out to PSA to maybe get a little operation going here in Australia, but due to COVID, they're not looking at that. Maybe down the track they will, but who knows? We might get a PSA Australia here and we can send there. And then that takes off pressure off the USA guys, because then they have less cards going there from Australia because it's all going to Australia. So they might set up little PSAs around the country in America. They might set up Canada. They just might set up little PSAs everywhere that you send to your local PSA store and they grade it for you. There's a grader on site. They could train. Like, it's got to do with business. Everything's business. Everything's money. Everything's stuff. So you might see when they reopen and start taking submissions, it's going to be good, because then you're going to pay for your 30-day sub. And it's going to come back in 30 days, not 9 months, 30 days. You're going to pay for your 7. It's going to come back in 7, not 2 months or whatever it is now. So it's a good thing. Everyone sees it as a bad thing because they got piles of cards they want to send, and I've got piles of cards I want to send. But you got to be more selective now. They're just trying to make people think it's a hobby. We're going to respect it. Collectors collect, investors invest, flippers flip. Plain and simple. But you got to understand something. Like, they might restrict it. They might say, okay, we're not accepting the same card each submission. So if you put in a submission and have your 20 Prism base, I don't know, Rui Hachimuras, you send 20 Prism base Ruis. I'm going to say Rui because he balled out the other day. But you might go, oh shit, Rui's balling out. Let's send my 20, buy up all the Rui's because he's only like, what, $8-10 each now. Send them all away to PSA. They get it and go, 20 of the same card? Nah, here, you can have 18 back. We're going to grade 2. They might do it that way. They might restrict it. So when you try and send, they might restrict it to 5 of the same card or something like that. Just so they don't get that backlog again, so they don't fall behind again. Because you got these guys sending in stupid amounts of the same card. And we all know, we all do it, we've all seen it. We know, all you guys investing, all you guys flipping, collectors will send their PC away, but then they'll send, come on guys, we can admit it, yes, we send cards to flip. Because that's how we buy our PC cards. We sell cards to buy cards. Right? So we're not buying PlayStation 5s. Some of us are. But we don't care about that. We can wait because that's a PC card. But it's the people that can't wait because they need why the hype's still going before the bubble bursts. Knock on wood that it doesn't. But before the bubble bursts and that player becomes irrelevant or that player gets injured, or we saw it. How many people have sent away their Hoops Mellows? Now he's out for the season. Like, you've got to be more selective, and that's what they're trying. I think that's the process they'll do when they reopen, is as a business owner, as a business, like as a manager of a warehouse, it would make more sense to start putting restrictions. We've done it at my warehouse, at everywhere I've ever worked, we've put restrictions on orders. You see it now. You see it, people lining up at Target, 2 per person. Don't be surprised if they do that. Like, it's a business. So they might go, shit, we're going to fall behind again. Put a restriction on the amount of same cards you can send. Yeah, it's not fair. Yeah, we should be able to because blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, everyone's in it for different reasons. And I get that. But you just got to be patient because what they're working to is going to be massive, guys. You got to understand that. It's going to be massive when they clear all the backlog, when they open the new building across the road, when they put the new processes in, and grading will be better. I'm hoping personally they change the tags because that red and white, change it, get rid of it. You guys might think differently, but me as OCD as I can, I like all my tags to match. So I like the different colors. So maybe they might look at changing it up like that. We just don't know. But my opinion is they're going through a restructure. Be patient. New management, be patient. New system, be patient. New building, be patient. New staff training. We don't want staff rushing through and going, oh yeah, quick. Oh, how many cards do I have to grade today? 1,000. Shit. I'm not going to get these done in time. Oh, stuff it. I'll just, yeah, that's an 8. Yeah, that's a 9. Yeah, I'll give that one a 10. You know what I mean? You don't want them to start doing that. You don't want them to start getting flustered and not being able to handle under pressure. Oh shit, the boss is coming. Oh, I better give this a 9 just to show I'm not handing out 10s like Tic Tacs like I used to. You know what I mean? Like, to me, you want it to be the best grade possible, guys. And sometimes you just have to accept. It's a 9. It's an 8. Yeah, pretty shit it's an 8, but you're still going to get money off it. You're still going to make money. You're still going to have it cased for your collection. But it's going to stop a lot of people cracking open BGS and sending the PSA. Like, you got to admit, guys, you look at the pop report and you're seeing every day, there's probably a numbered to 5 Prism on 2 different pop reports, and it makes it look like there's 8 cards because someone's cracked a couple from BGS and sent them to PSA. So how is a numbered to 5 got 8 cards out there? It's affecting the numbers. So they might put in a more efficient pop report. They might want you to not crack cases. They might want you to send them in cases. So then they can put, if it was me personally and I was running PSA, I would tell you not to crack your cases. We would do it for you. You send it to us. We make a file of the number. And PSA, if you're watching this, by all means, this would be mad. Send us your BGS slab. We will crack it. We will regrade it. And then we will put on the pop report, it was a BGS and the number. So then you can go on the BGS pop report and you can see the 2 cards on there. But BGS might see that and be able to delete it off their pop report because now it's on PSA. So it's more efficient. It's more, the numbers aren't manipulated. So my thoughts on how to make the PSA process and what they've done is unbelievable. The announcement, I think it's 100% good thing. Leave in the comments, guys, what your thoughts are. You might not like my opinions, but that's fine by me. That's your opinion. Tell me what you want to hear. Tell me what your thoughts are. I'll do videos on them. But yeah, that's my opinion on what's happening. They're my thoughts on what's happening at PSA. Massive restructure, new ownership, new managers, new processes, new, more efficient ways of doing it, new staff getting trained. I can repeat myself 100 times. As someone that's in the hobby, as someone that's ran multiple warehouses, someone that's worked in warehousing, someone that's worked, yeah, PSA might not be a warehouse, but it is. It's a warehouse building. If you look at the building online, like it's in a warehouse, it's a factory unit. So yeah, that's my opinion, guys. Stay patient. Just be patient in the hobby. This hobby at the moment's going crazy, and we've seen that. That's why they're so backed up. That's why PSA has done what they've done. It's a smart move. It's a massive smart move, especially as a business owner. I do it every day. I sit back. Sometimes you've got to think outside the box. That's why you can stay ahead. That's how I get ahead. That's how I've been ahead for the last couple months. The cards I get, the cards I've got at BGS now, they haven't even been hyped yet. And when they do, yay me. But that's what you just got to think of, guys. You got to think of the wait time. You got to think of, you want it to get back to 30 days. I know I do. I'm sick. I've still got cards from last May sitting there. I've still got a Kobe rookie sitting there. I've still got some Tom Brady's sitting there. I've got Brendan Clark rookie card sitting there for my PC. I've got a lot of PC cards. I've got a lot of other cards too. They've been still waiting for them from last May or something. So we'll see what happens. Welcome to my channel. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Don't like, I don't care. Whatever your thoughts are, leave them. Yeah, I'll be doing more videos. Tomorrow I'll do another episode on my good, bad, and ugly when it comes to running my eBay store the last 11 years and why I've decided to move across to Shopify. And yeah, I've got some other episodes I'll do. So leave your thoughts. Hope you have a great day. And yeah, keep collecting, guys. And you investors and flippers, stay ahead. I'll be giving some tips on that as well. So leave a comment on your thoughts, what you want to see, and I'll try and punch out some videos for you guys. But until then, thank you for watching, and hopefully I made sense. I know I tend to rave on a bit. I tend to go off in all different directions, but you'll learn that's how my mind works. And yeah, thanks guys. Peace.